Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is the San Diego Comic-Con Survival Guide. Been meaning to put this up for a while, but I figured it's now or never. So really quick before we get started, I do want to make clear that this will not be as long as the WonderCon Survival Guide, which should be linked here, and this is why. Almost the exact same tips and tricks that I could give you here are given in that video. So I highly recommend, if you have not seen it, check it out. Give it a try. A lot of the stuff that I will be talking about will be just simply reference as much, and not so much fully explained as you would expect as it was on that video. So with that stated, let's get started with the easy stuff. San Diego Comic-Con. It's huge. It's ginormous. It's impossible to see everything and anything. It's impossible to see everything in a single week. The event starts on July 23rd on a Wednesday, which is preview night, which only if you bought a preview night pass or you're part of the press or part of the pro program, which is content creators and whatnot like myself who get access to Comic-Con via different processes, or actors and so on, you have access. That only runs from 6 to 9 o'clock. You're not missing much. What you will be missing is that people who are lucky enough to have it for any reason jump in and buy as many exclusives as they want early on before anybody else gets a chance. And I'll get to the exclusive in a minute. So with that said, the rest of you usually get the Thursday through Sunday pack, which is the 4-day pass. And excuse me. Sorry, it's been a long day. This is going to take a bit. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a 4-day pass, you get a chance to explore the con up and down all the way around, but you still will not get to see everything. Many of you don't realize that the con actually expands outside of the convention center. From anything from right across the street above the restaurants to the hotels themselves, like the Marriott holds a Nintendo, I guess they call it the Treehouse event in most cases, but usually I just refer to this to the Comic-Con event for Nintendo, in which you enter the Marriott, and in one of their exhibit halls they have a humongous Nintendo interactive program where you can play a lot of the upcoming games, a lot of current games, and in some cases they give out good stuff. Now, sorry once again. Now, a lot of the time you have not been asked for a pass in the past. I cannot guarantee that's the case this year, because last year they saw a huge influx of people coming in that weren't part of the convention, but were definitely milking the freebies, as it were, and Comic-Con attendees were feeling a little left out. I'm guilty of dipping into that pool quite a few times, but that was with me going early in the morning, checking it out, getting a shirt, getting a button, getting a coin, whatever, going back to the con, coming back around lunch, doing that again, go back to the con, come back around 3 right before the con suite opens up, get some more stuff, and then go to the con suite, get a snack, get one last lap around the con, and go home. So, if you don't have badges, do yourself a favor. Walk in San Diego, downtown San Diego. Areas like the big, humongous bridge down the street from Petco Park, at the end of it usually gets set up with food trucks and interactive areas like Adult Swim's gigantic bouncy castle. This thing is 2-3 stories high. It's for adults. It's amazing. It's Adult Swim bouncy castle. That's what happened last year. What also happened last time was Petco Park got turned into the Walking Dead Run or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. Survival. The Walking Dead Survival, where you basically pay for a ticket and strap on some gear and run for your goddamn life, because you're going to be chased by zombies. And it's an interactive thing, and it's fun, and it's great. And I had a chance to go to it, but I had a freaking busted ankle that year and didn't get to enjoy it. But if you look it up on YouTube, you will find videos. Other things like EA takes over across the street on the second floor of the firehouse, or whatever they call it now. I used to know it as a firehouse. And honestly, the trolley stop usually has humongous exhibits from NBC or ABC or even the Green Hornet and so on and so forth. And don't get me wrong, the freebies are abundant. You will get free stuff while you're walking downtown, like energy drinks for some reason, and a bunch of other cool stuff. So don't discourage. and don't despair, because even Sega has a booth outside the hotels. If you walk downtown long enough, you will find these things. There's other conventions going on in downtown at the time. You just gotta find them. You gotta look up your connections and so on and so forth. And just for your older attendees, don't get discouraged, because at night, outside of the convention, there's some kick-ass parties. Now, I myself haven't attended one in 3 years. Now, this will be my second year not attending one. The year before, I had the chance but didn't go. But at these parties, if they're not exclusive invites, like some of them are just random parties that a local group threw and put together, and trying to help the local businesses, gather up some dollars. A lot of times you'll see the local Ghostbusters hanging out at certain bars, stuff like that. I myself got a chance to hang out with the Mythbusters when Geek Girls Network was around. They threw a party and it was fantastic, and I got to meet 3 out of the 5 Mythbusters at the time. It's freaking hot today. Still at 11 o'clock at night. It's freaking hot. Anyways, so back to the regular con. This is literally if you're inside the con. As I said in my WonderCon video, if you're planning to attend panels, here are the tricks, and they're really simple. If it's a fan panel for underground media, smaller name media, aka, Klingons of San Diego, you'll probably get in. Unless they're right before a big panel. Then good luck. Chances are people will invade that panel and sit around and listen to music, play games, whatever, until the panel's over, just to make sure they have a seat for the next one. And I've said for years, they need to clean out the panels of all attendees and give a fair chance to those who stood in line. That's my thought. Now, if you're planning on attending the bigger exhibitions, like, your typical Doctor Who, Big Bang Theory, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., stuff like that. Well, it was nice knowing you. You will be camping for 4 days in some cases. I know people that camp out. Sorry about that. I know people that camp out from day 1. Preview night, they get their pass and they're camping out. Even if their panel is not for 2 days, they camp out. They basically live at Hall H. That's all they paid for, was to sit around and go to panels all day long. And that's fine and dandy if that's your thing. But if you're trying to get stuff, you ain't going to get much done. One of the things I will say, if you're planning camping out, this is something I've never done, and I swear I will never plan on doing into the future no matter what. This is a tip from my friend Arturo from racialissues.com. Bring a clean pair of socks every day. Not just the ones you're wearing, but an extra pair of clean socks. According to him, nothing feels nicer than taking your socks out of your feet out of your sweaty socks and sweaty shoes, and putting on a fresh pair of cotton, socks on, and feeling that freshness. His tip, not mine. I never bother my feet don't sweat like that. I'm not saying he has sweaty feet. I'm just saying I don't feel it. I don't have the same occurrence by the end of the day. What I recommend, bring a chair. Bring one of those beach chairs that collapses, a pillow, and a blanket, because you're going to need it. I've had friends who camp out overnight, 10 p.m. to the next morning, to catch, Family Guy, Simpsons, Cleveland Show, American Dad, back to back to back to back. Because they do make these panels almost impossible to get out of, because once you get into one and you realize the next one's something you might actually like to watch, you're going to stay. My piece of advice to all of you, Hall H is infamous for one thing. Aside from that, the big lines and whatnot, and being a time eater. Hall H is where the big stuff happens. Hall H is where The Walking Dead got previewed for the first time. Hall H is where David Tennant and John Barrowman kissed, as you've seen on YouTube, I'm sure. And Hall H is where all the craziness happens every year. Hence why the lines get so crazy. Hence why the people go nuts. Hall H is also a bit more horrible things have happened. I'm not sure if Hall H was where the guy got stabbed in the eye or poked in the eye with a pencil by the Harry Potter kid, or which I was like, I was there when that happened, and that was just wow. But Hall H was the reason somebody ran across the intersection by the convention center and got run over the day before preview night, or the day of preview night, and died. Because they, according to reports, I'm not making fun of them, they wanted to be at the Twilight panel. Don't be that person. Don't risk your life for anything. Free stuff, celebrities, none of it is worth it. Trust me when I say I've been in danger, not on my own accord, but because of ravenous idiots in the past. And I think I talked about that on the WonderCon Survival Guide. And I'll bring it up again. I have gotten close to getting into fights with people because I refuse to give them something they want that I got. I've had people make threats because I won't give them a limited edition freebie I got in exchange for what they want to give me, or money, or whatever, and it's like, but I want it, and I got it. Now the problem is you want it, and you don't got it. I'm sorry. That's just life. Well, let me tell you this. When somebody's trying to pick a fight over a Fantastic Mr. Fox necktie that looks like a foxtail, I was quick to take a lighter and threaten to burn it so that nobody could have it if they didn't leave me alone. Security won't help you much, so I'll let you know about that right now. If you're at San Diego Comic Con, security is better known for harassing attendees than helping attendees. I know firsthand that when my friend lost her daughter and we were trying to desperately find her, my first reaction was, where would lost children be taken if found? Oh, well, they usually take them to booth C. But, don't move. Don't leave this spot. Well, hold on. Why doesn't somebody just go to booth C really quick? Isn't it just down there? Well, yeah, but don't leave the area. She's going to try and find... I'm not the parent, and you can't stop me from going anywhere. So guess what I did while they sat around trying to figure out the description of my friend's daughter? I walked over to booth C, and there she was, sitting there enjoying a red vine. So I called her mom and said, hey, guess who I found? At booth C. Right across from one of the Starbucks kiosks. Needless to say, security was nowhere near close to finding her when I found her by myself. So don't count on security for help on any account. They're pretty notorious about being, well, absolutely terrible. I'm sure in the comments I could entice a few of my friends to let you know horror stories of people getting harassed that they personally got involved with. And it's never good. So, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday are your typical Comic-Con days. Enjoy yourself, panels, shopping, autographs. Saturday, Masquerade. Masquerade has happened on Friday night, so that means that all the cosplayers come out of the woodwork. If you're interested in cosplay, Saturday is a day to bring your camera and enjoy the good, the bad, and the ugly. And when I mean the good, the bad, and the ugly, I don't mean the bad costumes and ugly costumes. I mean the good cosplayers, the people that enjoy it and have fun with the fans and want you to interact with them. The bad is when you have people who are harassing cosplayers, trying to get an upskirt shot of their, derriere or butts, if you don't understand that word. And the ugly is when cosplayers themselves are such divas that they are obnoxious, pretentious douchebags. I'm sorry, your cosplay is essentially you wearing a costume of someone else's creation and creative mind that they developed, and nothing more. Yes, you may be a talented seamstress or whatever, costume maker, whatever you want to call yourself, or even woodworker in some cases. Yes, that may be a fact. But if your costume is based on someone else's character or world, well, let's just say, don't act as if you created Vash Stampede. Don't act as if you created Goku and Vegeta and all of them. Act like a fan. the fact that people are appreciating your costume and trying to take pictures with you, that's all I'm asking. Don't act like a douche. So Saturday, cosplay. Sunday is family night, family day, so more little kids in costumes and stuff like that. But it's also clearance sale. It's the day where they need to get rid of everything and anything they can, and that's where it gets fun. That's where I spend some money. Now, since we're getting into spending money, here's where it gets tricky. Now, you only have from 9:30 to 7, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then from 9:30 to 5 on Sunday. If you're going to shop, here are the tips and tricks I have. Don't buy anything that is simply a sticker on a Comic-Con sticker on the packaging. And this goes for a lot of stuff. Hasbro's been doing it past years. Companies like Funko do it sometimes. I'm sorry, I'm a Funko fan, obviously, but my Cheshire Cat is around here somewhere from Comic-Con 2 years ago. I'm seriously having a hard time finding him. Oh, right behind me, right here. Oh, you can't probably see him, but he's this little blue thing here. And the only difference between him and the New York Comic Con, Chicago Comic Con, and PAX and all those other events is he has a San Diego Comic Con sticker. The difference is Funko actually stocks really well. I managed to snag him up on Saturday for regular retail price of $15, which is $5 over regular, but it's a special edition limited paint job to hold shebang. What you don't want to do is get too overly excited at booths like Hasbro. You're not going to be able to shop at Hasbro on Thursday, Friday, maybe until Saturday afternoon, unless you get your butt into preview night and get a ticket to get in line the next morning at 6 a.m. to get a ticket to go shop. Now, if you follow that, you need a ticket for preview night to get in line, to get a ticket, to then get in line to get another ticket at 6 in the morning the next day, to then get in line later that day at the Hasbro booth to shop. That's Comic-Con for you. I used to be able to go up to the Hasbro booth and just go, oh, I'll take 2 of those, 3 of those, 5 of those, and 1 of those. Scan my badge, here's my money, I come home with goodies. 5 years ago. I'm sure you can see that pretty well now. 5 years ago, I got this on a Saturday. Walked up to it, just bought it. Couldn't do that now. Couldn't do that for Comic-Con to save my life because it'd be sold out. By Saturday, they're gone. And why? Because companies like Hasbro have a nice little habit of letting vendors get dibs on stuff first. And when I mean dibs, they get boxes and boxes of collectibles and then try and triple the price on the sales floor. So don't be fooled. If it's anything more than $5 over retail at the con, don't bother. Here's a trick I recommend. Give it about a month. If you're wise and patient, give it a month. I have bought plenty of these Funkos, including exclusive collectibles, at con. I've also gone on Amazon and bought them a month later for the same price. Why? Because companies like Funko make so many of them, and they keep them at the same price. They don't even try to jack you up. The only things you're not going to find are the super rare exclusives like the Golden Dumbo from Disney that Funko made. They only made 149 of those, I think, or 150, and they were selling for like $800 at some point. Well, asking price was $800. Realistically, they were getting $60 for them. So, I'm getting at 20 minutes, so this is good. So here are the collectibles that I found interesting enough to talk about. First and foremost, if I could, I'd buy this one. The Dragon from Bluefin, I think it's Bluefin, the Dragon Ball set and Scouter. Pretty cool. I'm not a huge Dragon Ball fan anymore, but I did see the Battle of the Gods movie and I liked it, and it kind of got my blood boiling back into fandom, but at the same time I still remember GT. Bring it back down, yeah. Another one that got my interest was from Bluefin was the Vegeta variant from the original animation colors we saw when Goku was fighting Raditz. You remember that funky orange, blue, and I should be displaying a picture right here? Yeah. Vegeta we haven't seen in toy form yet. It looks pretty cool. It's one of those figures that has like 100 something points of articulation, the foot bends in 3 different positions, and kind of stuff. It's cool. They come with many faces. those are collectibles worth getting. They're usually about 40 something dollars. I have a Gohan Super Saiyan 2 version that goes from Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 1. Basically, the Cell Saga finale Gohan. Yeah, that's what I've got, and it was worth my money. I got it for $30. Another cool one is from Power Rangers, the Armored Black Ranger. There's actually an American exclusive because the Japanese version of Zeo Ranger never had an Armored Black Ranger. Only the Red Armored Ranger came out because the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger were actually brothers. And spoiler alert, Green Ranger actually dies. Doesn't just lose his powers, he actually dies. That whole candle bit was pretty terrible at that point. Here's a collectible that I will never get, but it makes me wish I had the money for it. For a total of $275. For some of us, that's our entire budget for con, including parking, which I'll get to in a minute. You can be the proud owner of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles glow-in-the-dark electric guitar. $275. It's in a black and white paint job, comic book style, glow-in-the-dark guitar. It's gorgeous, but you really gotta be a hardcore fan to want to spend that kind of money. I don't recommend doing that kind of stuff. Those kind of collectibles are cool, but if you're planning on reselling, good luck. That kind of stuff doesn't resell well. Items that will resell well are the following. From Hasbro. They've got the Rocking Romance Gem Barbie. I believe that's going to retail for $35. That'll resell well for the upcoming Gem movie. Fans of the old cartoon series, fans of Barbie, fans of 80s culture, and so on and so forth. That will sell well. That might get you $20 in profit. Another one from Hasbro is the Class of '84 Creo Transformers line. This is about close to 30 figurines. You know those little Creo Transformers I showed you guys? Should be displayed in the box here. It also comes with the tape decks in super microscopic little form that you can barely see. It's a pretty cool display. I think those retail for... you can get a price for those? I would say the range is probably in the high 60s, if not up to $100. But resale value varies. The Transformers fans don't particularly love super deformed, non-transforming figures. Me, I like them. If I can get my hands on them, I might if the price is right. But at the same time, I won't do anything with them, and I don't really care to display them either, so it's probably a for sure pass on my part. Another one that pissed a friend of mine off was the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction Dinobots in the G1 Transformers series colors. The problem being that Grimlock is the only one that's actually there. Slag, Sludge, and Swoop are gone. The names have been changed, and Swoop was completely changed to a different robot altogether, into a two-headed pterodactyl. So, this one's probably going to run you about $120 because of a really neat display case and all that stuff. But again, if you're planning to resell, no, don't get your hopes up too much. Most people want the entire set, but they don't want to pay too much over face value. And last but not least, on the Hasbro line, a horrible abomination called the Knights of Unicron, another Transformer set that basically took some of your favorite 6 Transformers. I believe it's Soundwave, Starscream, Megatron, Optimus, Ultra Magnus, and Bumblebee, I think, and turned them into 80s hair glam rock band. They basically take the tape decks like Rat Band and so on and turn them into shredding guitars with the hair coming out of them, and oh, Hasbro, you've touched my childhood the wrong way. So those are your Hasbro lineups. I didn't get any Mattel, mostly because MattyCollector.com will show you what's there. Diamond Select Toys has a good selection coming out. They have a really cool Yoda bank. They got some classic movie monsters coming, stuff coming out, like some good. Um, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of their version of the. Dang, I forgot what they're called. Anyways, they're Lego type figures that the logo's in my head. I can't remember the name. Anyways, Diamond Select has a good selection. One shop that I didn't expect to actually look at was USAopoly. I never stopped by their booth. I never have any much interest in what Monopoly versions are coming out because I already own like 4. But they've got a really cool Doctor Who Pandorica Yahtzee set coming out that I wouldn't mind owning. I don't play Yahtzee, but I wouldn't mind having that Pandorica sitting on my desk. But the one that really caught my attention was they're making, there's an upcoming Big Bang Theory Monopoly set coming out. And Soft Kitty is one of the pieces. Well, they're giving away Soft Kitty. I'm not kidding. I don't know how, but the retail cost is $0. You have to be at the Warner Brothers booth to find out how to get one. If it's anything like last year's Cartoon Network scavenger hunt, you're going to be walking all over the con trying to find these blasted little signs all over Big Bang Theory booths or Warner Brother booths or whatever, texting stuff in the con, which becomes impossible. And then you will have some code or something on your phone that you show somebody at the booth and they'll give you Soft Kitty. That's usually how that works. Oh. Okay. We're at about 30 minutes, going into 30 minutes. So, let me finish off by saying this. The most annoying thing about Comic-Con will be parking. Now, if you can afford to park near the convention center, and I'm talking $10, $20, $30 a day, more in the $20 to $30 range, do it. If you can afford it, do it. I recommend doing it because it's just so much easier to go home. If you cannot afford it, carpool. That's what I'm doing. Carpooling with a friend, and we're splitting the cost, and it'll be a lot easier for everybody. Now, if you can't afford to do that, do yourself a favor. Park your car at a trolley station that has cameras. Like for me, E Street and the Palomar stations here in Chula Vista have cameras, and they have security sometimes. And you're only going to be gone during the morning into late afternoon unless you stay later. And the weekend will cost you about $15. You're going to have about an hour travel time each way without counting the weight of the trolley, but you won't spend as much. With that said, here are some of the inside tricks that people don't know. There is a con suite, usually at the Marriott. At the Marriott is usually where they have the game room. You're getting tired of the con, you're getting tired of walking around, do yourself a favor. Go to the Marriott, go to the con suite, it opens up, I think, after 3 o'clock. Show your badge, they've got chips, they've got drinks, they've got a few snacks, some tables and stuff to sit down and talk. Hang out. I usually meet some really good people there. Now, when it comes to the game room, show them your ID, they'll let you borrow a game right then and there, and you can play. And good friends of mine run that part of the con, so you'll have tons of fun. There'll be plenty of people to play with. And they play Magic the Gathering and other stuff too. Now, on that note, if you have any further questions or comments, please, down on the display here, down in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer anything I can. I'll put some links up to check out the collectibles. There's tons of collectibles I didn't talk about, and there's tons of collectibles you won't find unless you search for blogs and such, and I'll try and put that in the comments. So, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully this guide helped you. Make sure you check out the WonderCon guide. I will have plenty of other tips and tricks that I didn't talk about. And like I said, don't risk yourself, don't endanger yourself, don't get into stupid arguments and fights. It's not worth it. You paid a lot of money to be there. Enjoy what you can of it and have fun. And just remember, you're one in 120,000 plus people that get to be there versus the millions that wish they could be there. So walk with some arrogance, for God's sakes. And one last tidbit. If you're like me and you don't want to spend a lot of money on these rare collectibles, do yourself a favor. Go to Artist Alley, buy some prints, buy some stickers, buy some stuffed animals from, independent contractor, independent artist, and whatnot. Support the art, support the artists, and a lot of the times you run into celebrities who hang out there. And you can always wait till Sunday, till stuff starts clearing out and they need to get rid of stock so they don't have to pay for shipping it back. That's smart shopping right there. So until next time, hopefully you check out the Morning Brew. I'll have some more videos coming out, but this is one and only Comic-Con Survival Guide for 2014. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, please be safe and be careful and enjoy your con. Alright, thank you for tuning in to the Comic-Con Survival Guide. Do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button, do the like and share, the comment, and of course, any questions, any comments, welcome. Like I said, this is just my personal experience from San Diego Comic-Con. I'm not trying to say this is the end-all be-all guide for everybody, but I'm just trying to help and maybe open up some forums and have people discuss it openly and honestly. Any suggestions you might have might help make Comic-Con better in the future. So until next time, again, take care of yourselves and be safe out there. And if you see me at con, just pull me over and say hello. Till next year.